James Wood, 1977, commented on Souls Burnt Black. The lyrics are just random words thrown together to sound cool, LOL. Well, James, to quote Suicidal Tendencies, just because you don't understand what's going on, don't mean it make no sense. That's from You Can't Bring Me Down from Lights, Camera, Revolution. So let me explain to you in detail the ideas behind the lyrics of Souls Burnt Black.
We are the tainted saints, we got our souls burned black.
In general, the song is a hard dance track with very metaphorical and repetitive anti-ideology messages. And the repetitive in the verses is done on purpose to show the fact that it seems humans haven't learned enough yet, and they are repeating the same behaviors of the past, and also to still keep the lyrics accessible and understandable when played at loud volume in a club or in a car. I mean, it's a dance song after all, not a poem or a political paper. So let me go line by line and explain the thought process, because the lyrics really are the opposite of random, even though you might think that they are.
Break down, bury that skeleton body bag. Spread the lie of your right to decide for me. Break down.
Verse 1. Break down. This signifies the collapse of societal norms and values under the weight of extreme ideologies. It also represents the mental and emotional disintegration of individuals who are subjected to perpetuate these ideologies. I also chose this line as a little in-joke for the longtime hardcore fans who still remember the song The Way to Fuck God, which is stylistically quite similar to Souls Burnt Black, and it starts with the line, brain down.
Break down, bury that skeleton body.
Bury that. This suggests an attempt to hide or suppress inconvenient truths. It also implies a desire to cover up the failures or maybe wrongdoings of the past.
Down, bury that skeleton body bag.
Skeleton body bag. This is one of my favorite lines. It symbolizes the dark, hidden past that may be filled with atrocities that are committed in the name of ideology. It also represents the methodical burial of history, where the skeletons of past actions are purposely kept out of sight. I say methodical or purposely because a body bag is a prepared tool. It's not just someone, randomly burying a dead body from a traffic accident on the roadside.
Spread the lie of your right to decide for me.
Spread the lie of your right. This indicates the propagation of false narratives to justify actions and beliefs. And here I try to highlight the manipulation of truth that happens to serve personal or ideological agendas.
The lie of your right to decide for me. Break down.
To decide for me. This line points to the imposition of authority over individual freedom and choice. It also reflects the overreaching control that is often exercised by those in power.
We are the tainted saints, we got our souls.
Then comes the chorus. We are the tainted saints. I thought this was super obvious, but a lot of people asked me about it, so I guess it wasn't that obvious after all. This line refers to individuals or groups who portray themselves as virtuous or on the right side of history, while they're engaging in morally very questionable actions. And it also points at the hypocrisy of those people who claim to be righteous, but really are corrupted by their own ideology.
We got our souls burned black.
We got our souls burnt black. James Wood 77 says, I only wrote the lyrics with words that sound cool. And I definitely chose the punchline of the song because it has a cool ring to it. I mean, why would anyone want the title and the chorus lyrics of their song to be difficult and purposely hard to pronounce. That makes absolutely no sense. So we got our souls burnt black implies a loss of innocence or a loss of morality due to the involvement of harmful ideologies. I think it also conveys the idea of spiritual corruption and the damaging effects of extremist beliefs. I purposely used the passive voice, we got our souls burned, instead of the active, we burned our souls black, because I think very often these ideological and spiritual corruptions happen from the outside and without being noticed by the people who get corrupted. On to verse 2. Death cult. This has two meanings in this song. Number one, it represents the destructive nature of extreme ideologies that lead to violence and death. And number two, it refers to the blind devotion of followers who are willing to die for their beliefs. Follow that. This suggests the blind following of leaders or ideologies without questioning their motives or actions. It also implies somewhat of a lack of critical thinking and of the dangerous consequences of such, blind loyalty. Bold-faced amnesiac. This is one of my favorite images, along with Skeleton Body Bag and with Tainted Saints. The bold-faced amnesiac stands for the deliberate forgetfulness of leaders, of leaders and followers who ignore past atrocities to further their own agenda. It also represents the audacity of denying history and the willful ignorance of all the lessons of the past. Spread the lie of your right to decide for me. Spread the lie of your right to decide for me. This repeats the idea of propagating falsehoods to justify actions and beliefs. It basically emphasizes the consistent use of deception to manipulate others over and over and over. As you can see, James, not a single word in this song was chosen randomly or just because it sounds cool. To continue this, I later went line by line through the lyrics and thought of introductory questions for short social media videos that you might have seen. For example, the line breakdown became the question, how much destruction are you willing to witness before you question your beliefs? Or bold-faced amnesiac became, how much of history are you willing to forget to serve your current agenda? Spread the lie of your right became the question, how many people are you willing to deceive to maintain control? And a few more like these. There you have it. I hope you got an interesting insight into my lyric writing process. And let me know if you want more videos like this, then I can make some in the future.